Hey everybody! Well, today I thought we could do a little blast from the past video looking at this right here, a plain white box. No, just kidding. What this actually is a Bomar Monk action figure from the Star Wars Power of the Force line of figures. Now, I think this came out back in 1997, I think is when this came out, I'm pretty sure. So this has not seen the light of day in 26 years, because I am making this in 2023, this video. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to open this up. Now, these Bomar Monk figures were, let me see if I can open the tape here. These things were mail-aways. You could only get these from, I think it was the Hasbro website. Now, back in 97, which I think is when this came out, this is before I even had a personal computer. I don't think there's a lot of people that really were having a lot of them back then. And also, oh, let me see if I can get this thing open. Okay, I was trying not to tear the box. So, as I was saying, I think it was before most people were even familiar with what the internet was. I didn't have a personal computer, so I actually had to have somebody who did have a computer print the order forms for me. So the only way you could get these is to print the order forms and then fill them in. And you could order as many of these as you wanted. I don't think there was a limit of these. So, ooh, there he is. Let me see. Oh, there's some instructions here. Wow, this is wild. It's always fun opening something that has been sealed in the box for a long time. So let's take a look at this. So yeah, so I ordered 3 of these. I can't find the one that I've already got assembled, so I found these 2. I actually have another one. Here's another one right here. That I'm going to keep this one in the box though. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to open one for a video. So here we can see the instructions, assemble as shown. So the main body is already put together. Then you add the abdomen. And then each of the legs, I guess they just snap right on there. I don't remember. It's been such a long time until you get them all put together. So that's very cool. All right, so let me get a pair of scissors to open this thing. All right, so let's go ahead and cut the tape here. I always thought this thing was really cool. Now, for those of you unfamiliar, Bomar Monk was a very background character. Ooh, look at that. That's his abdomen. It's very cool. And you see him in Return of the Jedi when Luke Skywalker first enters the Jabba's palace, and you see him in the background. It's just a very quick thing. In fact, the first time I saw that movie, I didn't even notice him back there. Whenever I saw those movies in theaters, when they first came out in theaters, I went to see the movie for the adventure first, and then I would go back and watch it for all the stuff in the background, because there was always a ton of stuff in the background. Look at that. I always loved this part of it. The brain inside the liquid. That's really cool. There's not real liquid in there, but it's painted to look like it. It's very cool. So let me show you a quick clip of that scene from Return of the Jedi, and if you blink, you'll miss him. Okay, so it's actually the scene where R2-D2 and C-3PO first get into Jabba's palace. I thought it was when Luke arrived, so let's go to this part. Now, if you watch in the background, back here, you'll see him walk from left to right. So you can see him coming out right there. I mean, it's very brief. Okay, so I zoomed in on it so we can get a better look at him. So there he is right there. I bet it took quite a few people to operate that. It's really cool. It's a shame that he was only seen in such a brief moment like that, because he's actually a really cool looking creature, or droid. So as you can see, he has a very brief appearance in that movie. I think he appears again in one of the new Disney Plus Star Wars shows. I don't have Disney Plus, so I don't really know. But this goes right here on the back now. There's a hole. So yeah, it's good that they are showing him love again by bringing him back. So there we go. Now there is the abdomen. Now each of these legs are slightly different. The A legs go in the front. They have more of an angle to the elbow right here, and also the little hydraulic thing is a shorter one. And then this one has less of an angle. That's the B. They go in the middle, and that has a shorter hydraulic rod right there. And then these ones are even longer, and it looks like that's even longer right there. So these just go snap into place on these ball joints right here. Hopefully they're not... oh yeah, see, they just snap right in. Okay. So I know he's kind of creepy because he's kind of spidery. And I'm not a big spider guy, I gotta say. when it comes to spiders. But I will say that I don't have a problem with tarantulas, oddly enough. I think it's because they have hair on them and they don't seem to be as creepy. In fact, I've actually held a... Oops, I just dropped that leg. I've actually held a tarantula before, and they are amazing animals. They're amazing creatures. They're very docile and very light. I was surprised there's no weight to them at all. So a friend of mine had one, and I was very impressed. I can't remember what her name was, but for a spider, she was actually pretty cute. All right, well, let me get the rest of these on here because they're a little bit of a fight to get on. Okay, so we got all these on now. You do have to kind of push them on until they click. So next we have this part here. Now this is the little claw that he has. I don't think it matters which side is up on this. So this part here goes on right here, and you just click it in. Alright, and then this part that has more of a hook looking kind of thing goes on the bottom right here. And it comes forward like, let me see if I can click that in without everything else falling apart. Thankfully it's not made of that really brittle plastic that doesn't age well over time. So, alright, there we go. So now we have the little claw in the front like that. Get his legs adjusted. Look at that. He is a little creepy looking, isn't he? On the back here you'll notice there's this little silver thing. I'm guessing it points down is my guess. Also, look how it looks like it's made of cloth stretched over a frame. I think that's how the original prop was made. And I can't remember how they worked it. It was probably a couple of guys pulling wires and stuff back there. Since he was so far in the background, you don't really get a good look of it. And, you know, that was the cool thing about those Star Wars movies. If you looked around in the background, you always saw some cool robots walking around or creatures. And you would have never noticed it unless you really looked around. Looks like there's some wording on this right here. Might be better to turn it this way so you don't see that. So maybe that points upward, maybe. I don't know. We'll do that so that you don't see the lettering. Alright, there he goes. Perfect. So here he is all put together. I was noticing that the legs will actually kind of pivot. If I turn it like this, watch how, see how they, let me see if I can get it angled right. See how the whole thing can turn in there? I never noticed that before. That's kind of cool. And then this is a little off center. I guess that's just the way it is, because you can see there's a little more onto this side over here. Love that brain in the bubble. That is very cool. So yeah, this is really neat. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to revisit this old figure from 1997, the mail-away, special mail-away, I think it was the Power of the Force line Star Wars figures, the Bomar Monk. Very cool figure. You know, you can find these on eBay. I went on eBay to see if they're, you know, expensive now, and there's a ton of them on eBay. Apparently they sold quite a few of these back then, so they're not, they're collectible, but they're not worth a lot of money. In fact, you can still find some in the box. I was shocked to see that. So there were still some that had never been taken out of the box before. So yeah, there's a bunch of these around, so if you want one, just go to eBay because you can find them. They're not expensive at all, and looks like most people have all the pieces intact. And some of them, they may not have the box, but they still have all the parts in the bag. But I think this is really cool. Bomar Monk. I always thought he had such a cool name. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe it's a nice little walk down memory lane for you guys if you have this figure. And if you don't, then hopefully you can get one if you want one. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe buttons. I'd very much appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next video. So thank you very much, and have a good one.